Steph here from Family Health and Happiness, and today I'll be sharing with you the ways you can get organised, save time and be more productive this year. Basically, time is one of those things that money cannot buy, and we just can't get enough of it, especially when you become a parent. Your time is definitely limited. So when they sleep, it's pretty much when you get your time to yourself. So putting some things in place to help us save time will definitely help us be able to achieve our goals and actually spending our time doing the things that we enjoy the most. But first, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I make videos on family, health and home with the intent of helping you live a happier and less stressful life. So the first way of getting more organised and saving time would just be simply by making a home for everything. So if you have a home for absolutely everything that you own, you know where it belongs and you know where to find things, and it's going to be a lot less stressful for you in the morning, especially when you're in a hurry and you need to go to work and you just need to grab things on the go. So making sure that you have a home for everything and everything gets put back. So the one touch rule is great. The one touch rule is basically when you take something out of an area and you use it, you put it back straight away rather than putting it on the table and then moving it to the bench and then it gradually gets into the drawer. So a great example of this was when I was with Tali's father. I made a drawer for us. So it was basically a drop zone drawer. So what would happen is he would come home at the end of the night and all of his pockets would get emptied onto my counter. And obviously it's messy and then he doesn't know where things are and it's just stressful in the morning when he's looking for things. So one of the things that I did do is I created a drawer for him and a drawer for me, so our own drop zone drawers. And this was great for me as well because I could actually find things in my handbag. Like I didn't have an umbrella in my handbag in the summertime. The next one is to label. So there's no use in finding a home for everything if everything isn't labeled or put into a category at least. So having a specific drawer just for tech, or having a specific drawer just for makeup and another specific drawer just for hair accessories, for instance. That way you know exactly where everything goes. So if you're not labeling them, they need to be put into a category where they're all together and they're easily accessed. Another thing to think about labeling is cords. I know it sounds really bizarre, but I did have an instance where I lost the cord of my water flosser and it went missing for probably about 6 months, and I was ready to throw this water flosser out, and then I found this random cord. It would have been $100 for me to replace. So not a cheap investment, and it was just a lot of time and stress looking for that cord everywhere when I could have labeled it. So the next one is to set up direct debits. So the account that you get paid into each week would be the account that you direct debit from. So you'd be direct debiting all your bills, so you don't have to sit there on the phone and pay all your bills or go to the post office or go on the internet, however you pay your bills. So you don't have to do that. And if your billing company is anything like mine, you get a 40% discount if you pay on time. So doing this is not only going to save you time, but it's also going to save you money in the long run. As well as direct debiting your bills, you may want to think about direct debiting your savings and any spending money into separate accounts also. If you would like to know a little bit more about this, then I did have a video a few weeks ago on how to budget and save, which explains it all in there for you. And the fourth way of being more organized and getting a bit more time back is to install helpful apps. So if you are like me and your junk mail comes and read through all the supermarket catalogs trying to find a good deal, then you may be better off just to install the half price app. So the half price app is Coles, Safeway, and they are half price items, so they are actually worth going to the supermarket for rather than browsing through a catalogue and seeing what's going to save you 9 cents. It's not even worth your petrol going down to the supermarket, and it's certainly not worth your time going through catalogues for ridiculous savings. The next one is to unsubscribe to emails. So this can be a lengthy process, and I suppose that's why a lot of people will just click the button where it says where you can tick all and then you just press the delete button. I know it's so much quicker, but just think about how many times you're doing that. If you can spend 10 minutes a day for a month and just unsubscribe to everything, you won't get those emails and you won't have to sit there and delete everything that is unnecessary, and you can just look at the things that actually matter. So unsubscribing to emails and just being really cautious at who you give your email address out to, because you don't want to have to be redoing this process every year. This next one is another pretty obvious one, but I'm going to say it anyway, and that is just to write a to-do list. So writing a to-do list, and you may want to start off with your high priority items at the top so they always get done, and then work your way down and do these first before you relax. So if you don't have a full day's worth of things, then maybe you could do all these before you sit down and relax. If you do have a full day's worth of things, then maybe you could look at who you can delegate these things to. So if you have a partner and you have kids that you can delegate things to, then definitely look at doing that. So my almost 3-year-old knows where her underwear goes, knows where her socks goes, and she also knows where mine goes, and actually enjoys putting them away and being part of it. So I do delegate those items to her. I know it's not a lot of things that I can delegate to her, but it's definitely a start because she is quite young. Another thing you could think of doing is calendar blocking. I'm not going to go into depth on this. There is plenty of channels around that are talking about calendar blocking. So if you just type it into YouTube, you will see it. But basically, calendar blocking is writing a list, your to-do list, but you're writing it in the hours. So you'd write from 8 till 9, feed Talia, dress her and get her lunch ready. From 9 till 10, quick tidy, put makeup on and rehearse YouTube notes. From 10 to 11, record YouTube. So this would be my day, for instance, on my day off. I don't think this would work with having kids. I haven't tried doing this at all. It is something that I'd like to try on my day off to see if it helps me be more productive. The next one is similar to the email one, which is deleting people off social media. So deleting people that you don't like, that you don't know, and businesses even that you don't know and you have no intent of buying anything from, because you are scrolling past those, and that is another thing that is taking your time up. So definitely looking at deleting those. The next one is setting an alarm before the kids get up. So if you're lucky enough that you can actually sneak out of bed without your child waking up, if your child sleeps with you, then definitely getting up the hour earlier before your child wakes up so you can start your day off. So you'll be able to write a list of things to do. You may be able to put your makeup on in peace if that's what you'd like to do, and just getting a head start before your child wakes up. And the next one is for those who would like to learn something new or who are studying. So one of the things you might want to consider is installing an audiobook app on your phone, and then you will be able to listen to it while you are going to the gym, while you're traveling to work, while you're in the shower, or while you're on your lunch break. So just the times where you have to do things, where you could be getting ahead and being a bit more productive and listening to things that are going to help you with your education and help you get further. It's just a focus on the end result. So it does take sacrifice. For me, I was a fast food manager for 9 years, and I also did 3 courses at night school during this period. So in this time, I had to sacrifice my garden. My house was not as clean as what I liked it to be, but that is the sacrifice that I had to make to get ahead and to change industries and to make more money. That is just something that I had to do at the time. So making that sacrifice and focusing on the end goal. I know I did say that there is only 10, but I'm throwing in a bonus one for you, and that is to use your technology or to invest in technology. So setting the timer on your washing machine or on your dishwasher so it goes off, say, an hour before you wake up, and then when you wake up in the morning, you have a load of washing to put out and you have a load of dishes to put away. That way you are starting fresh and clean for the day. Another thing you could look at investing, if you don't have these items already, is a robotic vacuum. Now I know that there is ones out there now that actually mop your floors. So if you have the money for these things, then definitely look at investing in that. And they also have robotic lawnmowers too. I did see these a few years ago on Better Homes and Gardens. I am dying to buy one of these. I don't have any of these robotic stuff and I really, really want them. I'm waiting to my house to be finished tiled, so there's actually nice smooth surface, and I don't know how my cats would go, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching Family Health and Happiness. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below of the things that helped you save time and be more productive. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.